I feel good. I feel great. I feel wonderful. I feel good. I feel great. I feel wonderful. I feel good. Wow, every Kevin that I own is here. Amazing. Welcome to episode 23, guys. Welcome to the circus that is Temperamental. Once again, you guys have stuck with me for 23 episodes. We got a milestone to celebrate. Okay? This is big, y'all. This is big. So, I read a stat on the internet. Did I fact check it to make sure it was a true stat? Absolutely not. What kind of time do you people think I have? I read it and then I moved on. I read it and then I told everyone I knew about it and then I moved on, is more accurate. So I read a stat that said that 1% of podcasts make it past 3 episodes. Wait, no. Yes. No. Is that right? 1% of hold on. Can I look at this? I have notes. Just a second. Kevin, just don't look at me like that. If you were actually producing this episode like I wanted you to, then you'd have this up for me. You'd have these stats. You would have fact-checked them. You'd have called multiple sources. You would have had a call into the LA Times. You would have had scientists and mathematicians on this. But no, it's up to me. So podcast stats, here are my stats. 90% of podcasts never publish more than 3 episodes. That's a fact, maybe. And then I read that 1% of podcasts make it past 21 episodes. You guys, this is 23. Last week was 22. I'm in the 1%. I got a computer that sounds like this. This is some 1% stuff right here. Oh, you want to be like me? You want to be in the 1%? Get ready to have a computer like this. That's right. We're doing pretty well up here in the 1% with our computers that sound like they're about to explode. Pretty awesome. It's still going. It's still going. This is a long one, y'all. This is one of the longer buzzing sounds that I've heard this computer make. It's continuing. It's still going. This is actually worrying me a little bit. It's heating up. I feel the heat. It's heating up. It's heating up in my lap. Is this going to explode? Am I in danger? Watch and find out. Kevin, if I am in danger, I need you to be right here with me. Because if I'm going down, you're going down too. That's what this whole podcast is about. Good, it stopped. We're good. All right. Next milestone. That's right. We got 2 milestones. I just posted my 2,000th Instagram post on Instagram. So I've talked about this before. I abandoned Twitter a while ago because it's just like a horrible cesspool of mean people. And I didn't want to be involved with the mean people. They were mean to me one too many times. And I said, that's it. I have enough respect for myself left on this world to not sit here and be bullied by people who are probably robots. Who definitely have like 2 followers. Like the meanest people on Twitter. Of course I went to their Twitter page. And they have like 2 followers. And their description's like gibberish, which I'm like, this is probably a bot. This is definitely a bot or somebody that I know from middle school who created the account just to be mean to me all these years later. Even though I was very pleasant to my classmates when I actually went to traditional school. You know, I was homeschooled most of my life. So my classmates were mostly my cats. Nothing's changed. But when I went to traditional school for several years, I was very, very pleasant. It was very nice. Everybody liked me. So we got that. Y'all, we're in the 1% of podcasts. Thank you guys so much. Honestly, I would have stopped doing this if you guys hated it. I would have stopped making podcast episodes if I knew that you guys weren't into it and you stopped listening. Like maybe that first episode, it's got like lots of views, and then maybe number 2, not so many, like maybe 2 of you stuck around. If there were only 2 views on episode 2, I would have been like, let's not do this. But you guys keep coming back for more. Thank you so much. I feel bad for my microwave. I genuinely have sympathy for my microwave, and let me tell you why. So daylight savings just happened, where, you spring forward and you fall back. So we fell back. We gained an hour, which doesn't really even it doesn't even make sense when you're an adult because your brain is so used to the other time that like you still wake up at 6. You know what I mean? Like I wake up every day at 7 a.m. I hate that I do that because I love sleep and I'd love to sleep until 10 a.m. every day, but I have kids and I gotta do it. But my brain is just programmed to wake up every day at 7 a.m. and my brain doesn't check in with the government about their daylight savings. Not like, oh, you were moving back an hour? Okay, cool. I'll just sleep in an extra hour because that's what the time says. The clock says 6, so I won't get up right now, even though it's actually 7. I'm going to wait another hour. That's not how brains work. Brains will get up at the same time every day, regardless of what the time the government tells us it is. But I feel bad. I feel so bad for my microwave because it's the oldest piece of technology in my house. So my oven and all my cell phones. That's such a 1% way of saying that. By all of my cell phones, I mean like my one cell phone, Sean's cell phone, his work cell phone. So those 3 cell phones, our coffee maker, our Tesla, computer, TV, all of it. Our oven, I think I already said oven, but like all of this, our Roombas, all of this equipment in our house just automatically switched over for daylight savings. Just no sweat. Just, it's cool. We got it. We were in touch with those satellites. You know what? We're talking to the satellites up in the sky and we get it. The satellites told us the new time. So we're going to switch to the new time. So my microwave is super old, right? I don't really use my microwave anymore because I have an air fryer and I will air fry anything that fits inside my air fryer. Sorry, microwave. You're irrelevant in my house. I don't use you anymore. So my microwave is basically a clock. It's just a clock. But it doesn't talk to those satellites up in the sky. So come daylight savings time, morning comes and my microwave's looking out at everybody. And my microwave says 8 o'clock. And every other device says 7 o'clock. And my microwave's like, pardon? And they're all like, what's going on, microwave? Like, why aren't you just displaying the right time? What's going on? I was like, no, I am displaying the right time. I've displayed the right time for years. That's basically all I do is I'm a clock and I display the right time. Well, it doesn't look like you're very good at it now. And the microwave's no, something changed, right? You all just changed. You moved an hour. You moved clearly and didn't talk to me about it. I don't know what you're talking about, microwave. I feel like that's what's happening. I feel like my oven and all the other devices, my dishwasher even, like all of them are just looking at the microwave like, what are you talking about? No, we're all 7 o'clock here. Why do you say 8? Oh, are you not keeping up with the times, microwave? Is it maybe time for old Lisa and Sean to get a new one of you? And my microwave's just like, just freaking out. So I feel really bad for my microwave because he's not talking to those satellites like everybody else. They're all gaslighting him. All my devices are gaslighting my microwave. And I feel bad for him. So anyway, I know why you're all here. I've delayed this for almost 10 minutes here into my podcast. You're all here for my eye. My eye. I have a giant gash in my eye. And it happened on Halloween morning. Call me Sally. Call me Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. Because first thing on Halloween, I was getting stitched up. I was getting stitched up with a needle and thread. So I posted the picture of me in the hospital with my eye getting stitched up. And then I didn't really say more than that. I didn't really feel like it at the time. But of course, I forget that I'm loved. And that's a really cool thing. It's a cool thing to forget. And then remember. Okay, Kevin I tried to pet him. And as soon as I went to pet Kevin, he just moved away from me. Like he meant to. I got so many messages from friends. Just like, what happened? Tell us what happened. And everybody was like, what happened? I'm like, oh, I guess I should probably tell people. So here's the story of what happened to my eye. It was Halloween Eve. The eve of Halloween, right before Halloween. Actually, it had crossed over into Halloween because it was about 4 a.m. 4 a.m., Halloween day. I'm snoozing. I'm deeply snoozing. I am honk shoeing. I'm sawing all the logs. I'm so deeply asleep. I am awoken by a great force on my face. ripping shreds into my skin, and then just sitting awake in horror, running to the bathroom, looking in the mirror and seeing that my whole face is bloody. My whole face is covered in blood. And here's what happened. So I don't have this next to my bed anymore, but at the time, I had a giant cat tree next to my bed. Huge cat tree, like 7-foot tall cat tree. You know how cats like to perch on the top of the giant cat tree like they're on a pirate ship? Looking to say land ho or something, you know? But there's no land ho. It's just the bedroom. It's the same bedroom they've been in every day of their lives for 10 years. But Kevin, this one right here. Big, fat, orange Kevin. You're looking right at him. There he is. So he thought it would be super fun in the middle of the night to jump down off of his crow's nest cat tree onto my face. Just right onto my face. Claws out. I'll have you know. Claws out. Do you remember when Seth Rogen jumps onto Gary Cole in Pineapple Express and he jumps off the second level and he just like a flying squirrel just limbs out? That's how I imagine this happened. Just claws fully out. And this cat landed directly on my face. He landed on my face. I took a cat to the face. It was like SummerSlam. I think if I would have opened my eyes at the right moment, I would have seen him with a tiny folding chair. He was coming at me. This cat right here, claws out, ripped through my eyelid, and then left several other claw marks in my cheek and sliced right through the side of my nose. And then scurried away. Obviously, when this happened and he hit my face in the middle of the night, I woke up abruptly. He scurried. I went to the bathroom. My face is just horror movie levels of covered in blood. I wish I would have taken a picture, but of course, in that moment, you know, I had other things to worry about than taking a picture. So I'm staring in the mirror. I have blood dripping down my face, and I'm like, Sean, will you please come help me? So Sean wakes up and he runs into the bathroom and he looks at all the blood on my face and this gash in my eyelid, it's like an inch long, guys. There's skin flapping out. I look like I took a hard left from Conor McGregor. I don't quite look like I went 5 rounds with Conor, but man, maybe 10 seconds. I'm like, call me Jose Aldo. I took a left from Conor and I went out. There's just blood everywhere. I'm just totally like, where was Stitch? Where was, Stitch is the guy at the UFC who stitches up all the fighters. He's not at the UFC anymore. Anyway, politics, it's not important. So I'm staring at the mirror. I have blood dripping down my face. Sean runs in. My loving husband, he runs into the bathroom. He sees me covered in blood, sees the skin hanging off my face. He starts barfing. Sean has such a weak constitution. He's so squeamish that he can't even look at me. So he starts barfing. That's what you want. That's what you want in a caretaker. Somebody who is perfectly healthy. But they're like, just the sight of you, oh my God, I know that you're in pain and I'm not, but just the sight of you in pain has put me in pain. So I gotta go. You're on your own. So he's barfing and I'm desperately trying to like stop this blood from gushing out of my face. Because a 10-pound cat fell on my face, and that's being generous. He's actually about 11 to 12, but I'm rounding down to 10 because my scale's pretty old and I haven't replaced the batteries in a while. Although it does know what time it is. Sorry, microwave. So I'm gonna say he's about 10 pounds, and I'm gonna talk to you guys here about other things that weigh 10 pounds. Did you know that you can Google at any point? Like things that weigh 5 pounds, things that weigh 12 pounds, things that weigh 20 pounds, and you will get a surprising amount of results. Like there's so many articles. Oh my gosh. So look, I Googled things that are 10 pounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's so far, there's 9 articles written about common items that weigh 10 pounds. What? One is too many. It's so specific. So specific. Oh my gosh. It's so specific. Okay, but let's look at one of these. Let's pick one. I just want you guys to be able to visualize what was coming down onto my face while I was sleeping with claws out. 12 common things that weigh 10 pounds. Lot of text. Way too much text. We generally use scales to measure weights, but there may be times when you don't need... Okay, stop. Just stop. We don't need this. Just give me pictures. Pictures. Oh my God. Guys, this is like when you go to look up a recipe and if you can't find that jump to recipe button, you got to scroll through like 6 pages of this person telling you why this recipe means so much to them and how their grandmother invented it on the front lines of Vietnam with nothing but a pocket knife and a bag of old flour. Yeah. There's so much text. Okay, number 1, an average dog. It doesn't really help. Number 2, an average cat. Good. I'm actually looking to compare the cat to something else, so that'd be cool. Common vacuum cleaner. A common vacuum cleaner is 10 pounds? Okay, so as I read these, I just want you guys to imagine each one of these items falling onto my face while I'm sleeping. So I'm just laying there. Oh, here comes a common vacuum cleaner. Oh, good. It always comes full circle. A small microwave. Who doesn't know what time it is? A sack of potatoes. Good. I like the comedy element of that because you know that when the sack of potatoes hits me, then like one by one, each potato's like dunk, 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 dunk. A bag of flour, just like in Vietnam. A medium-sized bowling ball. So just imagine, that's a good one. Just imagine I'm honk shoeing, I'm sawing logs, I'm sleeping, minding my own business. A medium-sized bowling ball with claws out hits me in the face. I'm black and blue, guys. I'm gonna have to like actually show pictures. It's hard to see in the camera right now, but I'll show pictures. 2 reams of letter-size paper. Okay, now this is a stretch. Once you start combining things, like just give me one item, not 2 reams of letter-size paper. There we go. An average metal folding chair. There you go. There you go. This is summer. It was just SummerSlam, but instead of getting hit with a metal folding chair, I got hit with a cat. I took a cat to the face. 2 red bricks. I'm laying there, and 2 red bricks hit me in the face. Fantastic. Somebody wrote this article. Somebody took time and wrote this article about these items and then also put lots of paragraphs of text. Okay, let's go to a different article. Look, Kevin's back. Video viewers, you can just look and see how massive this dude is. He's not quite Maine Coon levels of huge cat, but he's definitely bigger than your average dumpster cat. Let's see here. He's very well fed. I feed him very well. Bass guitar. Really? A bass guitar weighs 10 pounds? Again, the visual of just sleeping and then a bass guitar rains down on my head. That's pretty good. These are all just... It's such good comedic material. Vacuum cleaner. Okay, good. We all agree that a vacuum cleaner weighs about 10 pounds. A cat. Good. But that's not... No, most cats don't weigh 10 pounds. Close this ad. Oh my gosh. I can't find the little X on this ad. And I'm afraid if I click part of this ad that's not the little X, it's going to download a virus onto my computer. Just F off, please. Okay, you know what? That's enough. We don't need any more items that weigh 10 pounds. You guys get it? So continuing, Sean's barfing, and I'm like, yo, in between your barfs, can you just Google something real quick for me? Because my face is filled with blood, and I'm not sure I could see my phone at the moment. So he Googles, when do you need stitches? And it's like any wound bigger than 2 millimeters. I don't know what he Googled. I don't know if he Googled like eyelid injury, whatever it was. It just said, if it's bigger than 2 millimeters, go to the hospital. So that's what we did. We went to the hospital. And thankfully, I went right in. They looked at me and they're like, ugh, which is always what you want. You want a doctor to look at you and be like, oh my God, the cigar. Oh my God. Here comes the meat wagon. Wee-oo, wee-oo. So they're like, yeah, good thing you came here. This is not good. Does your cat have rabies? I don't know. Do you have a tetanus shot? I don't remember. Cool. Great. Just couldn't answer any of their questions, mostly because I was bleeding from the face. But they stitched me up real good. They did great. Thank you. Sienna Hospital here in Henderson. They did awesome. Stitched me up real good. And then I went home and just felt, really bad for many hours. Just had a horrible headache. But you know what? I'm not going to let that get me down. Halloween's my favorite holiday. I was still going out trick-or-treating. I was still going out partying with my friends and my kids. I was still making it happen. So I was like, what can I do to, have a bum eye but still have fun on Halloween? I decided to go as Elle Driver from Kill Bill. She is that's Daryl Hannah. She has the eye patch and the blonde hair, and she goes after Uma Thurman. Of course, I had an eye patch. I have an entire costume bin. So I put that eye patch on. I put a blonde wig on. I put a suit on. Boom. Elle Driver. No eye gonna stop me. That cat ain't gonna stop me with little claws. Not happening. Not happening. So the most upsetting part is how much I've been defending him. This horrible cat. I keep telling people it was an accident. He didn't mean to. He often jumps down from the cat tree onto the bed. He probably didn't see my face. He didn't mean to. He's a good cat. Why? What is going on? It's like so not something I would normally say. But I have been. I've been defending him. Until I really sat and thought about it. And I'm like, okay, what are defining features of cats? One of them is that they can see in the dark. They can see in the dark. So he definitely knew what he was doing. He knew that his landing pad was my face. I don't know if the wind took him. He was trying to land next to me and the wind took him a little to the left and then, oops, I landed on your face. Sorry, Mom. Definitely not that because he's huge. He weighs the same as a common household vacuum cleaner. So the wind didn't take him anywhere. So we definitely knew what he was doing. My cousin, Cassie, my best friend / cousin-in-law, Cassie, she was like, well, what if he saw another cockroach on your face and this time he was helping you out? He was trying to attack the cockroach on your face. I'm like, no, I don't think so, Cassie. I don't think so. But thanks for your optimism that I didn't ask for. No, I love you. Thank you, Cassie. So I had another episode of this show where I talked about there was a cockroach crawling on my face in the middle of the night and how mad I was that neither of the Kevins, I have 2 cats named Kevin, that neither of the Kevins found this cockroach before it crawled on my face and stopped him in his tracks and ate him, took him outside, whatever. They didn't do anything. They just let him crawl on my face while I was sleeping. So Cassie's like, maybe he saw another cockroach on your face and this time he was defending you. No, that's not what happened. I think this was a deliberate attack now that I think about it. So I got my letterboard back here. It says, for sale, Kevin, 2-for-1 deal. I would just sell the fat one that landed on my face. But if you remember, the other one killed a bird in my house recently. So, I'm kind of just done with both of them. So just DM me if you want 1 or 2 Kevins. I'm going to send you both anyway. So that was super fun. Okay, so last week I did the Claudia special, the slumber party episode, where I took a deep dive into one of my favorite All That sketches, Slumber Party, where I played Claudia, the goth. And I realized in editing that I didn't talk about when Claudia was in the same sketch as Britney Spears, which is a huge moment for Claudia, and I had completely forgotten about it when I was recording the podcast. Obviously, I threw the video in later, but that was a cool moment. That was the first time I ever met Britney Spears. She was on our show. She was on our show once, I believe, but then her sister Jamie Lynn Spears was a cast member for 2 years for seasons 8 and 9. But Britney was on our show on season 7. So Britney Spears, it was a huge deal that she was coming to guest star because she was on top of the world at that moment. She was the biggest star in the world. And so I remember, of course, when you first meet the biggest star in the world, you want to be dressed like a creepy goth girl at a slumber party. It's definitely ideal. I remember that usually we had, we had a decent sized crew. I'd say when we were filming, we normally had 50 people just running around doing stuff. When Britney was on set, we had 200 people there. There were so many people there. I don't know if it was her like big entourage or what, but there were so many people there. And I remember I had to drag her into the set from behind a door, and there was a security guard waiting with me and Britney back behind the door. And he kept looking at me, just like staring me down. I was like a 14-year-old kid. And they were just like, okay, so you're going to grab Britney by the wrist and bring her through the store, but you need to grab her really lightly and don't touch her until the scene starts. I'm like, okay. I was terrified. I was so terrified. Britney herself, so sweet. But you could tell her security guards were like staring me down, which is crazy because like, what was I going to do? I was a 14-year-old girl. Like, terrified out of my mind that I was appearing in a sketch with Britney Spears. But no, she was such a good sport. I remember just waiting backstage, standing next to Britney, her and I, and her scary bodyguard 2 feet away from us, just waiting to hear our cue, just psyching myself up, like, here we go. You're about to grab Britney Spears by the wrist and drag her onto the set and then do a scene with her. Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. Just don't. Mess up another day. Not the day when you got Britney Spears with you. Well, you're holding her wrist, and you're doing a scene with her, and you got 200 of her entourage staring at you, and the guy is scary security guard backstage, just waiting for you to mess up. He don't care how old I want. He would have taken me down. But no, it went great, and she was super sweet. I pulled her on stage, and we had a little argument about what her song was called, Oops, I Did It Again. And she said, like, oops, I ate your brains, or something like that. I should play a little clip.
I got her. Claudia! Where'd you get Britney Spears? Don't question my powers. Can I help you guys? Yeah, so Britney, aren't the words to your song, Oops, I Kissed Him Again?
Will you please tell her it's Oops, You're My Best Friend?
Actually, both of you guys are wrong. What are the words?
Actually, it's Oops, I Just Ate Your Brain.
Told ya.
Get out! Bridget has Britney Spears in her room!
What is going on up there?
Nothing!
I'm coming up. Gangsters, Britney, you gotta go.
Wow.
Well, I'm not allowed to have pop stars in my room.
Oh, I understand. Okay.
Yeah.
Brittany meet Deddles. Deddles, Brittany.
Well, I gotta go. It was nice meeting you guys. Well, most of you.
So yeah, anyway, I just, I felt so dumb that I didn't address that in the last episode. When she was so awesome. She was, oh, what? Restart to install the latest Windows updates. I'm not sure that if I restart this computer and install updates, it's ever going to turn on again. That's how old and crappy this computer is. I'm just, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ignore that message and I'm going to just close it and put it over here. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I now have the ability to accept subscribers on Instagram. And I got a couple, I literally just started it. So I'm going to try to put some exclusive, like, behind the scenes stuff on for subscribers only on Instagram. Maybe record a couple minutes. Every time I do my podcast, maybe I'll record like an extra couple minutes at the end and only give that to subscribers. So that could be really fun. I'm not really sure how to make money on this podcast yet. I haven't really looked into that. I'm just kind of doing it for fun because I love doing it and I love connecting with you guys and you guys really enjoy it. So this is totally like just a fun hobby. I would love to monetize it in some way. But anyway, the subscriber way is a great way for you to just throw me a couple bucks every month to just support the podcast. Everything's just going to go right back into the podcast. So appreciate you guys. But anyway, we're in the 1%, and you guys helped me get there. 1%. 1% of podcasts, because we made it past episode 21. Here we are. We're doing it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye. Can I sit or no? Can I sit or no? Can I sit? You're in my chair, so can I sit in my chair? Would be a great thing to know right now, hosting my own podcast. Thank you.